All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another match from the Tamari's Cave 2 Summer Showdown CD Mentor Tournament. My name's Tamari. I am one of the co-hosts of the tournament, and I'm joined today by indynick,
How's it going?
Jenny XJ9,
Howdy, howdy.
and Sir ZeElmo himself. So indynick and Jenny will be joining me for commentary today, and Elmo is going to be manning the camera. Now today we have the second half of the VTubers versus new Super Canine Bros matchup taking place on Crash, which is totally not made by me. But we're going to be watching to see if the VTubers can actually beat the new Super Canine Bros. The new Super Canine Bros earned a total score of 3,014 earlier this morning, and that is the score for the VTubers to attempt to beat here in order to earn a place in the winners finals. If they lose this match, they'll be dropped down into the losers bracket where they'll be facing off against Soft Throw Incorporated, who are currently waiting right now in the losers quarterfinals. So let's talk about the map real quick since we're still waiting for the team to get in. It's a little early to do a roster rundown. So Nick, I just wanted to ask you, what do you think about the map in terms of CD?
Oh, this map has obviously some of the best holds. I mean, it has so many flexible holds. Either you can do one where it's a one-way trip, or you can have a two-way split. But the real beauty of this map to me is the kite route with the wonderful figure eight you have to do. And if you got a double-barreled shotgun, you can skip most of it too. I feel so sorry for the people who don't have it.
Yeah, I mean we're both fellow support mains, right? So gotta have our DBS
I
on
called the
display.
DBS.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like you said, I'm in agreement with you on pretty much everything. I mean, the main thing about this map for me, I mean, I'm a little biased, right, because I made it, but the kite is probably the roughest part, and when you go through that middle section there, it's probably one of the only maps we play actively where you need to have freezes for that middle section. And now that we have the one sharpshooter limit, that means that they're only going to be allowed to have 6 freezes. If they run a SWAT, which it looks like they already might be doing that, then they'll have the extra 5 flashbangs. But it still poses a big issue, right? They're going to have to be very mindful about their freeze usage. Um,
Yeah, if I were the sharp on that team, there would never be a point where I was going to throw a freeze like at the hold. I would save every last one for the kite because
yeah,
we have absolutely no idea how hairy it's gonna. It could be 5 clots, walking down the way, or it could be every flesh pound decided to go down the one-way street.
Oh,
which
I
you've
mean
seen.
the counter to that is that you could also use your freezes to take back the hold. So some
Yeah,
trade-offs there, especially with only one sharp. You know, you blow all your freezes before you get into a kite, and you're in a really rough spot unless you're near the end of the wave.
yeah, exactly. Actually, Jenny, that's a good chance for me to move into the next thing I wanted to ask, which is you actually played last year in the last year's tournament on this exact map. So,
I did.
what do you think about this map from like the competitor perspective, like as a player?
Well, I also played my match yesterday, so I've done 2 tourney matches on this map. I really like how intense the hold is. It's a lot of fun because, like, even at like lower MMs, it can be pretty crazy. But since it's 64, it's white knuckle the whole time if you're in one of the faster holds, which like the standard CD hold is giga fast. We got a sub 29-minute run yesterday using just the standard hold and no objectives. So it's really fun from a competitive standpoint because all of the objectives are really hard, but the hold is really fast. So you actually have a genuine trade-off between doing the objectives or doing the hold. So like for us, we actually skipped one of the objectives in particular because it was just barely positive to go for that because of how much time you lose going for it because it's a slower hold. And if you die, if one person dies, you go negative. So we actually skipped it because the
Right,
time bonus was almost equivalent.
right. Yeah, and speaking of objectives, there are 3 objectives. Okay, so actually, I failed to mention this. So there are going to be 2 games being played on this map from the VTubers in the attempt to get that 3,014 points that I was mentioning earlier. Both games are going to have a different set of objectives and different boss. The objectives for this particular game, I believe, occur on waves 7, 8, and 10. I could be wrong about that. I know they start at the end of the game, and yeah, they're pretty tough, like you said. They're actually tough on both of them. Um, And the bosses for the first game are going to be having a double abomination, and then the second game will be having a matriarch. So definitely be interesting to see how they handle all of that. I don't believe we had new Super Canine Bros go for any of the objectives, so
Oh wait,
that's a place where VTubers could potentially try to make up some points, right? It looks like they are possibly going to be doing a nomadic run as well, so that's already basically what we saw earlier. We saw the NSCB try to do two nomadic runs back to back. So it looks like at minimum VTubers will be trying to match that. And so if they don't do the objectives, then it's going to come down to them just playing tighter and not having as many deaths, saving a little bit of time, avoiding kites. And if they do the objectives, then they're just going to be getting 300 points per objective basically. So
I just realized when you said A-bomb, I think I mixed up the maps. This is Crash, isn't it?
yeah, you guys played on.
Yeah, we played Infernal Realm. My bad. Ignore the whole
Okay.
thing about my Crash is really fun though because of how crazy the kite is, but the holds on it are super fun. My match on Crash last tourney was probably my favorite game that we played because of the really unique strat we used, which
Yep.
I think you fixed.
Yeah, it's unfortunately not doable anymore. But
I personally thought it was really really creative and cool, but if you think that it's better for the meta of how people play this match, then go for it. Because
oh, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, because we basically took one of the ingress paths and line of sighted it and turned it into a 2-lane hold where one lane was just like I'd call a slinger for a flex. And we just stacked 5 DPS on one lane.
Yeah, and actually, what I was gonna say was there are really two spots I could think of. Actually, technically three, but given what they're doing here, which looks again to be nomadic run, um, I can really only think of two. And it's either going to be the standard CD hold where there's the two lanes, basically where ZeElmo currently is right now with this camera. That's the regular hold that the players typically use in CD matches on this map.
The spawn hold?
The spawn hold, yeah. And there's also the one-way drop hold, which is very common and popular in public matches, in public lobbies. And that's actually a very viable hold as well. It's not quite the one you guys used last year, but it's like deeper.
We used a modified version of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that would really be the next best thing, right? Since you can't do the manipulation from last year. So
Exactly,
let's see
yeah.
where they decide to go. If they do go to that one-way drop, it'll be interesting, right? Because that'll be right off the bat just a different hold entirely from NSCB. So
Yeah. The trade-off is that it's harder to hold, but it's easier to get out of.
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to do the kite in reverse when you drop off, don't you?
No, you just continue the figure eight like normal, but you just start further along. So what happens with the figure eight, with the kite from the drop, is that you end up getting a lot of enemies, or sorry, a lot of Zeds, I should say, in the hold, like the regular hold. When you drop down and go to the left, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the main hold that you have to deal with because you started the kite later, right? So yeah. Let's really quickly move into a roster rundown so we can get this going, and I think I'll pass that off to you, Jenny, if you don't mind.
As soon as I get into the lobby, I
Oh,
currently
you're
am
not in yet.
joining.
Gotcha. Perfect timing then. Yeah, as soon as you get in, we'll have you quickly do that, and
Sounds
then
good to me.
we'll get this underway.
Yep. Okay, apparently I don't have the right version of Crash again. Ah, crap.
Okay, no worries.
I need to go re-download it from the workshop.
Just join one of the other servers and switch the map in there, and it should just give it, like, join one of the public servers, and it'll give it to you.
Mhm.
Faster than restarting the game.
A lot of things are faster than restarting the game.
It's Elmo that's streaming, so I can actually do the roster rundown by looking at the stream real quick while I get that done.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Just gotta wait for it to load.
And if it doesn't, then we can just have.
It's
Nick
just
do
taking
it.
a second because my computer's doing two things at once. Oh, all right. So we got Melon, Ray, Coco, Ethereal, Rin, and Schisma with a pretty cool comp. I actually like where this is going. So they've got double singer for their main DPS with Ray and Coco, Ethereal and Rin running Sharp and Swap for CC, Schisma for extensions, and Melon running Firebug. I actually really like the Firebug play on this map in particular, specifically because Firebug on this map is really good at dealing with how heavy the main lane gets for trash on either hold in this map. and you can get the large Z knockbacks. So it has a lot of
Yeah.
practical applications. And I haven't seen the objectives for this map this year, but some of the objectives are really well suited to Firebug. The reason we ran Firebug last tourney was because it was so good for one of the objectives, and then we kind of learned it rocked the hold too. So that's a really solid choice. The risk here is that without a medic, they need to really rely on team healing and Rin during Z time to heal the whole team using the I think it's the rapid assault in Z time.
Yeah, with that 201 medic SMG.
Yeah.
Pew pew pew.
It's a really high risk, high reward comp, but it's really strong perk picks for this map in particular. Though I think SWAT here is more neutral. Firebug is a particularly strong pick in my opinion.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to say real quick is that it'll let them also have a lot of pushing power during the kite, right? That's really important. If they run out of freezes from EtherealDoom, they can actually, it's not a perfect substitute, obviously, but it does help a lot to have Melon up in the front, running through the middle area first, and just kind of knocking everything out of the way.
Yeah,
killing all
because you
the
only need
trash,
one shot.
Right. Firebug is great for that. They're kind of like a street sweeper, right?
Yeah, lawnmower just.
Exactly. So let's let them get going here. We are a little bit over time. Thanks so much, guys, for taking care of all that, and then let's see how they decide to play this out. I'm really excited to see this match.
Oh yeah, let's get them going.
All right, went ahead and give them the ready. So we'll start seeing some check marks here, and then we'll be going live.
Very tall order trying to get through this map without some sort of kiting going on.
Yeah, especially without a medic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, it does give them more DPS, but it means that they're more fragile on the hold itself, so they might be more flighty because of the damage.
Right.
And of course, they're doing a spawn hold, but I mean that's a given. But they could switch it up at any point after this wave's over.
Yeah, that's what we did last tourney, where we did spawn hold for wave 1. Because it's so easy.
If they have to kite too, that's going to waste a lot of time. That's what we saw with new Super Canine Bros a couple times. Or they had some unfortunate kites, and it ended up cutting into their time bonus quite a bit. So that's something to look out here too. 30-14 is a score to beat across both games. So
I think I heard that new Super Canine Bros did a no medic run. Was it only for game 2, or was it for game 1 as well?
They tried to do it on both. They tried to do it on both, but unfortunately they wiped on the second attempt. The second game, rather. So we do have our first Scrake arriving here at the front, here right in front of Melon. I'm not sure if they're going to want to waste a freeze in that, since Ethereal only has 2. It looks like he's going to go for that Z-time stun. Nice Ranger stun, so it should be an easy Scrake kill here.
Yeah. I love Ranger.
And not only that, the range on this hold is good enough where Melon just has to run up, do a little puff to get that knockback, and the Scrake will probably be dead by then.
Exactly, and it just saves him from using a freeze, right? Which is really, really vital. There's another.
They are.
By the way,
those freezes are going to be gold. Like we got a Scrake sneaking around though. Hopefully everybody can transfer over there.
So if I recall correctly, the assassin actually changes the breakpoint for headshots, doesn't it? With,
yeah,
like SPX.
I don't have the exact numbers on that, but yes, it does. Especially with Medbuffs, it really helps a lot.
Yeah, I personally really like the Ranger stuns, but if you're good for your shots and your Manos getting those extensions, you can still get those kills out. I think when Kai and I were doing Infinite Room, I think he was running Assassin.
Yeah, I think at most, it probably shaves off a round, I believe.
That's still pretty significant off of an SPX, considering the low shot count to kill.
It's really, really nice if you have the setup for it. But in this case, I have to say personally that I agree with going for the utility more than damage, because you don't have the buffer to take a lot of damage. So the best thing you can do is try to just get the kills before they get in, and having the stuns and having the Firebug knocking things back with Heat Wave. All of those things are just going to help prevent them from taking damage. It's a prevention game, basically.
It's really nice in particular when you have a Slinger as your lane mate, because you're in Z time, so the Slinger can take advantage of the stun really easily and just ruin whatever you just stopped.
Yeah, I find one less shot not to be that worthwhile, because I'm just so used to the standard amount of shots. So the stun just has so much more utility.
Real fast skip there, by the way. They skipped that trader in just under 10 seconds, it seemed, but 15 seconds maximum. So saving a lot of time there. If they do that for the whole game, they're going to get a really good time bonus here.
But they still have to be careful. It's just started. It can get really hairy.
Yeah, and later on in the game, the time bonus, of course, will begin to decrease at an increased rate, if that makes sense. The decay rate changes.
Yep.
Specifically when we reach that little yellow notch there, that's on the time little circle display, and it'll go up to 2 points per second, and then it'll go to 3 points per second at the red notch. There's a flashbang on the right sneaking through. Rin's gonna throw a freeze. They unfortunately raged him before the flashbang goes off, so wasting that flashbang, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's one of the rough things is you got to be really in touch with your CC to make sure you're not pre-raging on the CC. That's one of the things my team has struggled with, but has made an effort to improve with, and it's been really valuable. And
Yeah.
I'm finally in the server.
Welcome in.
Oh, we got a
Couldn't make it.
triple FP, or sorry, no, a double. Oh no, I lied. Sorry,
Double strike FP.
Double strike FP because the outline looked like it.
Yep. Yeah, right after Z time too. Ray's skill is good enough to take this though, so
Yeah, he can handle it.
it's just a matter of getting through it quick enough. Because he's only got 1858, so it's not going to be super quick, but he's got the aim for it.
Yeah, and just to secure that kill, Coco shows up just to
Yeah.
make sure he secures the kill without any trouble there.
Yeah,
This is
Coco.
really
Yeah,
good communication, so I'm sure as soon as he saw that, he just mentioned it, and Coco just runs right over because
Yeah.
14 Zeds left, you might as well just make sure nobody dies.
plus Coco came over with an SPX, which is the premier large Z killing gun for Slinger.
Yeah, for sure. So that's already wave 2 up and down very quickly here. Let's see
Yeah.
how fast they skip this trader.
How fast was the last trader skip?
About 10
They-
seconds.
Yeah, they did it
Nice.
after about 10 to 15 seconds, unless I
They were
missed
nailing their
the
trader down.
Yeah.
This one was slightly slower, but it looks like they actually bought things compared to last time.
Honestly, that wasn't bad. That was just over 15 seconds again. Like, anything under 30 seconds is pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's
So you
really
said
fast.
K9 also did spawn hold, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a classic. It's super comfortable, even if the front lane is heavy. Is this map also playing at 64?
Yes, this is 64 max monsters, and it's the same settings as the Infernal Realm.
Yeah,
Gosh.
okay, so it's gonna get crazy on like waves 8, 9, and 10 then.
Yes, and that's exactly what happened to New Super Canine Bros. They got some ridiculous spawns at the very end.
Dude, did you see the spawn at the end of our second Infernal Realm game?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't that crazy, but it was.
I didn't realize I was playing MiG 56.
3 Scrakes, by the way, approaching through that little right-hand doorway there. But Coco.
That line is rough
Nice.
too because it's shorter and they have to walk down the staircase.
That's
Yeah,
always
so-
difficult.
Yeah, you kind of have to split your team's focus, but thankfully there wasn't any really larges coming up front in the middle. Until now, at least.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit coming up now.
Now they have a
If
double FD.
If they push up a bit more, they could probably nearly get rid of that spawn, or at least it stop them from pathing it. Sometimes they go down it anyway, but I think
They're
they're
finally-
just trying to. I think they're just playing it safe by having a only be about halfway to the hole.
It's a shame that they weren't able to get to any of the larges during that Z time, so they got to take it all on the spot. Which
It's
for
just-
the QPs, it's not that bad, but the
Yeah.
FBs took a lot of space.
Yeah,
Ooh, Fireball
shot.
too.
Fireball from the Hustler, yeah. Melon
Yeah.
actually eating that too, but since she's playing Firebug, she basically took no damage from it.
Yep. It's a good thing that Z time happened right there too, because they don't have a medic, but Rin was able to patch him right back up.
Yeah, and speaking of Rin, what I was going to mention earlier is that they actually have their SWAT in the exact same position as the new Super Canine Bros. It was Alexandria that was playing SWAT for them, and he was also positioned on this right-hand side looking at that door that leads to the side. Sometimes the larges like to sneak through there, and it's
Yeah.
a great place to put the SWAT because not only do you have that Z time damage,
Yeah,
but you can
back.
also chuck a flashbang. Well, nice freeze there. There were 2 sirens. They
Yeah.
almost about to go off and delete that freeze.
Oh
but
yeah, I didn't
they-
see the sirens. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice thing about SWAT on that lane is that if you get a Z time, a SWAT with a nail gun can run in there and wreck a flash pounder too if they gotta. But you also that puts dedicated CC on that side flank if you need it.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was mainly what I think. I mean, I didn't ask them this, but I imagine that was one of the main factors in why they put Alex on that side. And he actually was able to do that quite a bit. There were multiple times where they were dealing with larges coming down the main part, and there was a Scrake or an FP or a QP sneaking through, and Alex was able to throw a flashbang on that, and it bought his team some time.
And
In this
Ethereal's
case-
nasty with that M14.
in this case, they have that as well, but they also have the benefit of having the ground fire from Melon, and that's actually going to pretty much eradicate all of the trash that's going to be trying to follow in those larges, and it gives her team a lot of breathing room during the heavier bits of the game.
They can afford for Rin to not be looking at the main lane even as a trash clearing perk. Because you basically you have 3 trash clearers on this team with 2, arguably all 3 are capable of large Zed kills if they run specific loadouts.
Yeah.
Because like Rin can get larges in Zed time with the nail gun. Melon can give people the sun with the Helios in Zed time. And Schisma, if he runs a foul, can just straight up one mag of flesh. Oh no, that's a sharp thing. But still, he can really help with flesh rounds.
He can one mag flesh round. If he hits every single shot, he can one mag it, no problem.
Does that need extended mag though?
Yes, unfortunately, I believe it does. But I think
flesh rounds coming in the back line.
He's actually doing that with Eat Lead, actually, so it might not be possible because he would need hollow point rounds to do it.
Oh, really? He's running Eat Lead? Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it is doable then. I mean, the foul is insanely powerful. To be fair, I haven't really tested the breakpoints with Eat Lead. I don't really use that skill at all. But it's still a really good gun, so he can more than hold his own if he gets it.
You're starting the FP is really far out there. That's smart. But the quarters. Oh no.
Yeah, that was also
here comes Coco.
The way.
Here comes the meat.
Yep.
Coco getting Coco and Schisma getting a little pushback.
Yep.
Wow, those QPs, but they managed to get them down. 1 FP raging here, and they should be able to get this hopefully without taking any damage. Nice. And
Coco flexing was really good there. Really good time for Zed time too, because now they need to retake the front real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like they threw a freeze up front too to kind of halt the Zed advance, which was a really smart play from Ethereal.
Yeah, there's only 110 Zeds remaining. He has 5 freezes, and they also have 4 flashbangs, so I think it's okay to chuck a freeze at that, you know?
100%. Yeah, the only trouble for a comp like this is if you get overwhelmed, but everything up to that point is really comfortable because you have all that CC.
Yep, and such is the nature, right, of no medic runs. It all
it's comfortable until it's not.
Yeah, exactly. And once it's not, it's almost too late to save it at that point, usually.
Oh yeah, Rin's got that nail gun too, like I thought they'd get.
Yeah, I feel like a nail gun is just basically just a taken spot in the weapon list for SWAT. You need to have.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, even if Rin just stays there and doesn't do much and just sticks to healing, with Melon as Firebug, they really don't have to worry about chip damage too much because there is absolutely no way trash is getting through. There's not going to be a lone crawler, clot, or anything.
Yeah.
The only damage I see them taking is either from hush shots because that's just warranted, and then of course crits.
Ooh, this FP is doing a little damage right here. Got a crit off from Coco, and then aggro swaps over to EtherealDoom and gets a little sucker punch off there.
Yep.
Last second little love tap from the FP there before he died.
Oh, really good triple freeze. Ethereal's got Samsung freezes today.
Last scrake here. Ray getting on that real quick just to save a little bit of time. It's really obvious that they're trying to save as much time as possible. They've had 3 really fast skips. And again, if they keep that up, they're going to be ending this match with potentially over 1,000 TB, maybe even 1,500.
If none of them die, I think they could easily just burn rubber through the rounds and skip all the holds. I don't think they're going to do any holds, honestly.
Yeah, they don't really need to if they do this route.
Another nice thing about the nail gun is that with triple shot, you can just body quarter pounds in real time. So the only real threats that you have to think about CC or Z time with that come on that side lane are flesh pounds and scrakes. Quarters aren't really a big deal.
We got a triple FP and a triple scrake heading towards the front lane. They're walking all the way there. Let's hope they don't get any peeks.
It's a good thing for them that the FPs are up front too, because that means they're going to separate from the scrakes by a good amount, so it's going to be pretty spread out. Plus one of the scrakes is going off on his own on an adventure.
They don't have maps, so they go where they please.
Well, two of them are using Google Maps. The other one used Apple Maps.
They are about to arrive at 2 husks though, and there's a QP coming in, so...
Yeah, lots of larges coming up front right now.
FP on the right as well.
They're gonna make really good damage off this Z time. Rin going absolutely off with the nail gun.
Yeah. Good attention to detail there. I think he might have heard it. I saw him. It looked like he just turned and went directly to it. So either somebody told him or he just heard it and went over there. So good awareness, right, from whoever it was that notified him of that.
Yep. Aw, man, I love the explosion from Firebug stunning the Scrake, but the Scrake stumble out of the flash. Ooh, but he got the Ranger stun. Ooh, lots of things just spawns.
Stuns defeating stuns defeating stuns.
Yeah. Oh man, there's another triple Scrake, triple FP out of that same spawner from a few minutes ago.
This one looks a little bit more compact.
Yeah, there's a Scrake in front of 2 of the FPs now. And Z time's over. They might get another Z time when they show up.
They should. They most likely will. If they're pretty far away. By the time they make it there, I think they're going to get another Z time proc.
Yeah, that Scrake's slow and that other FP that's going to make it a little difficult.
This is kind of funny, but the first flush pound landed on the Scrake's head and bounced forward, so now he's ahead of the other two. And now
I saw that.
FP strats.
He's just gonna get slaughtered right here and die.
Oh, this is kind of rough time for Z time because now they have to take all that other stuff in real time. Unless they start taking stuff really early.
Luckily, the majority is just Scrakes, though, so as long as they take care of these FPs, it should be easy going.
Okay, well, there was the first one. Z time is about to drop. Still only 1 FP, but there's a lot of Scrakes up there.
Yeah, but if
they're
they're
getting close to the end of the loop, though,
they'll be fine. Like, there's really no reason for anybody to be on the back lane anymore because it's all was basically over. So I imagine Ray's going to be swapping here.
Ray just killed the last large on the back lane. He's probably just checked that it's clear.
Yeah, so here he comes. He's heading back over. He's going to help out the front lane. They're just going to wipe up the rest of this wave. It may even be worth to just throw a freeze here. I've mentioned this in the previous
games.
There goes
a nail bomb, probably gonna stun.
At the end of these waves rather, if you have surplus in cap grenades, it's sometimes worth it to just throw one, right?
Yeah.
They're already at a surplus of money. Most people being in the green cash right now, it's worth it to just throw that one freeze all the Scrakes. You get easy, confirmed, guaranteed kills, and they're dead faster without any problems. And then you just pay 40 dosh to buy another grenade. You know.
Ethereal, Coco, and Ray are such a scary combo for being the main high DPS on Slingers and Sharp. Their time to kill is just so fast. Both of those Scrakes basically evaporated in sync.
That was a 28-second skip there, by the way. Or really 32 if you, 33 if you count the 5 seconds.
The thing that surprised me the most last wave was honestly none of the Scrakes got lost.
The trader skips kind of remind me of Infernal Realms main hold. The trader's just right there. Torta coming up the side, probably about to get bodied by a nail gun.
Yep, so far we just got a bunch of quarters. We have some real FPs, but they're not coming in anytime soon.
Yeah. There's a real FP, but he's pretty far away on the back lane. Probably about to get wrecked by Ray. And there he goes. Ooh. Lots of stuff coming towards the front now.
Look at all that meat.
Lots of husks, flesh pounds, Scrakes. It's kind of a tough comp. I'd expect like a freeze to come in soon.
There should be a freeze coming right here.
Oh, 3/4 too.
Oh,
is
that time? Let's hope they get the extensions.
Yeah.
That time would be a huge deal here.
Yeah, looks like Schisma's got all the extensions.
Yep.
Might be the end. I don't really see any more trash on his side, but they managed to get everything down in that small time span, so the work has been done, right?
That was a really beautiful Z time. Really good time for that. 2 FPs coming up red side, though.
Yeah. Better call that out.
Going on that. Oh, they raged it early again, but he did manage to get the back one stunned with the flashbang, but a little bit of a miscommunication there again. They raged the FP too early, and of course the rage flush pound practically becoming immune to incaps, right?
I wonder if it was on purpose, though.
Its resistance
They focus fired it so fast, maybe they just wanted to stun the back one and kill the first one first.
It's possible, yeah. It's completely possible. They're just that confident. They knew, that they were going to get the kill. But that's definitely risky, though, for sure, because sometimes it just doesn't go off, right? We've seen like a single Scrake get the freeze blocked by like a stalker that gets in the way, and the Scrake just doesn't get frozen, stuff like that. So it's like a bit risky, I feel, to bank on that working out.
What are you talking about? You can just throw a freeze at a Scrake, and sometimes he just doesn't want to get frozen.
That too. Depends on where you pick up your freeze grenades from, I guess, on that particular day. Ooh, Ray tried to prep that flush pound for Schisma there, but unfortunately just wasn't able to get the kill in time. Nice try, though. That was really cool.
Coming in on the end of the wave again. Really fast time so far.
I say this most of the games that I'm in, but that's a really high-level interaction between Commando and Gunslinger, where the Gunslinger will weaken a large Zed or decapitate the large Zed, and leave that, you know, decapitated body alive so that the Commando can steal the kill from them and get another Zed time extension. So basically, prepping Zed time extensions.
Yep.
And
Or
CD,
leftovers.
yes, and in CD it's a really, really important strategy. It really helps out on the harder spawn cycles.
Especially at higher MMs. Higher MMs really want that.
Well, not just MMs, but it could be on the spawn cycle too, where there's more
Well, yeah,
big boys than
It
trash.
scales with both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And of
my
course,
point was just that also with MM, it really matters. Because like even on lower cycles at a higher MM, the extensions off of bodies can become really important.
Also, that was
Yeah.
a very quick trader. I
Yeah.
think
Yep,
I blinked
that's
and
true.
missed it.
we haven't even hit the yellow time bonus interval yet. We're about to get to it now. In about 3% of the bonus remaining, we'll get to the yellow bonus, but we're already on wave 7, so
Here comes a triple FP to Melon and her gang's lane.
The spawns have been kind of nice to them so far. There's not been anything absolutely brutal, just kind of intense.
Oh, just wait. Once we get up to the higher ones.
Wave 9 and 10 is when it
yeah.
really starts to get scary.
That's when the game
Oh,
goes.
the FPs might rage
bullets
from
are
the
coming
fire.
off. Looks like they only got one rage, and I don't even know if it was from the fire.
ooh,
Yeah.
EtherealDoom got his freeze eaten by that siren in there. That's a little bit unfortunate. He
Yeah,
wasted
that's
the grenade
rough.
there.
That's
So kind
so
of
big
wave
for
2.
without a second chart.
Yeah, we're so early in the wave that could potentially be bad if they have to kite later.
It could be, but I don't think they're kiting this wave.
They seem to have it under control. It's just something to keep in mind for later. Coco eating that spicy meatball right there. He didn't even care. He didn't need to move. He's committed to that straight kill.
He was hungry.
He was hungry. Because we have hit the yellow time bonus interval now, so now the team is going to be losing 2 points of time bonus for every second of the game.
A whole dollar just spawned on the opposite end of the map.
They do need to play a little bit faster now if they want to keep that pace going, if they're trying to optimize time bonus, which it seems, you know, it obviously seems like they're going for that, so. A lot of large approaching the front right now. There are 2 flesh pounds up on that little walkway.
Yeah.
They definitely saw him.
Oh yeah, time range. Yeah.
But
Plus
yes,
the Scrakes.
the 15
Oh,
seconds.
that freeze
wow.
was.
done,
Oh,
so-
that was so smart.
Hail Mary freeze.
That was such a smart throw.
But now they got Z time. Let's hope they get all 6, and they can
Yep.
easily wipe the floor. Yep. They got everything.
Wow, that was really cool.
Coco ate another spicy meatball right there.
They had Ray Flex too for those FPs. It's still going, man. They ain't stopped up front. But another Z time coming in. Let's see if they can get these FPs down as well. Not as much trash this time, though. But it looks like he still got... Oh, can he get the decap? Oh, he dropped it. Oh, well. Still really good value out of that Z time to prevent them from getting overwhelmed. Rin just absolutely nailing Ha Pun. Just absolutely wrecking shop with that nail gun as an assist with the damage.
You don't even have to aim the thing half the time with unlimited ammo.
Yeah. But I mean, like if you're firing in single shot in Z time, you can really get the decap shots down on the SPX. Like you probably put about 2 or 3 SPX shots with the damage in the time that it would take the gunslinger to fire them.
They've been getting a little lucky here, I feel like, with the Scrakes not spawning really far away. I don't really think I've noticed that at all. It's been very
I think that's
fortunate.
actually I think that might be a product of the MM because they spawn in so early before you get to the end of the wave that they're actually close.
Yeah, but we did see that happen, though, earlier with new Super Canine Bros. They did have the quote, tournament Scrakes, as the meme goes, where they spawned all the way to the side of the map, so it actually really hasn't happened at all. By the way, there's an objective up right now. The first objective in the game, I don't think there was one on 7, unless I missed it entirely.
Oh, not this one again.
But yes, we did have this one from last year, and it looks like they're not going to be going for it because they're just trying to play for speed, but...
Ray probably saw that objective and started having flashbacks.
It is doable, though. We did see it done by, I think, the Chainsaw Enthusiast completed that one last year.
Yeah.
I think that was the only
My team almost did it, but we decided not to for the actual run.
Yeah. Definitely risky. You have a spawn that drops Zeds right on top of your head at that location as well, so... With no medic, it's like I can't really blame them for not wanting to go for it.
Yep. Oh yeah, with no medic, that would be brutal because you don't have any AoE heals.
Yeah, exactly. And husks can spawn up there too. So last thing you want to have happen is a husk land on you and start torching the entire team. So
yeah.
Yeah, wave 8 already, and we're just under 18 minutes on the clock right now. 2,800 time bonus points on the board right now.
There are 7 FPs by drop down.
Ho ho ho!
Right. There are 7 flesh pounds approaching, and I think the Z10 will kick into red as they arrive though, but they're going to have to do a lot of work to keep up with that demand because there are 2 more flesh pounds approaching from the right-hand side. So
Oh man, that is a lot of meat.
Right now.
Yeah.
Maybe a war room situation depending on how they handle this.
Yeah, if it gets messy, that'd be fun.
Could be having the Z-time proc any second now, I think, and they're going to really need to push up here and take advantage of that to kill these before it gets out of control.
They got larges on the back though,
freezes.
so Ray can't really move.
Oh man, oh that was a fantastic freeze.
Yeah.
A great freeze there. I was wondering when that was
And
gonna
there's a set time.
It was really fortunate that there weren't any sirens bunched up in that to eat the freeze.
There was one, but I think Coco shot it.
Oh
before it
my
managed
god.
to do anything. And the one last flush finder remaining. Oh, they almost got it in that one Z-time.
Disgusting.
Everything up there. So great.
Absolutely disgusting.
And now we got an entire dollar coming over. Plus 2 flesh bounds. 3 flesh bounds.
Great Z-time extensions from Schisma there. Basically enabled his entire team to absolutely wipe the floor with that front lane.
But it's not over yet. The game still wants to go hardcore here.
Yep, they're on the last MM cycle though, so it's only going to get easier from this point on.
They just need to get these few, was there 3 flesh pounds there? Once those are dead, the rest look like they're just Scrakes. So
Yep.
just need to get that last little... Actually, no, I was wrong. There are 2 flesh pounds approaching Schisma right now. Ray's already on approach side. I'm not sure if he heard that or if he just saw it. Again, good awareness though. Immediately taking care of them.
He felt it in the air. He saw large, or felt large in the distance. Like a sonar.
Ooh,
taking
FP crit going out, but he had armor.
Yeah, he had armor. Man, this FP's doing a little bit of damage here. They're not able to confirm that kill. Finally getting it down. He managed to hit about 3 players before getting killed.
But really nice self-control there. Nobody shot the thing until it stopped being angry.
Yeah, exactly. There is the classic flesh pound re-rage, right? Where when the flesh pound hits you at point blank range and you shoot him immediately, he will skip the ground pound anger animation and just immediately hit you again. And sometimes that can result in a death, especially if it's the 2 powerful attacks.
You really just decided to rerun all of last year's worst objectives this year, didn't you?
Maybe.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, so this one on wave 9 here, this is a pretty brutal one as well. Again, it's doable though. We have seen it completed before, but I'm not sure if it'd be possible with this composition though, unfortunately.
It's like you took the bottom 5 as a highlight reel and decided, I'm gonna do that.
A lot of them are the objectives from last year, but they're on later waves than they were last year. So they're
Yeah. Which makes it even worse.
Here comes a quad QP, also known as a full dollar approaching the back lane, but Rage is making quick work of all those. Having no problem. He might even try to prep this last QP for, oh, unfortunately Schisma dropped his Z-time, but I think Ray was going for the prep, which was really smart.
Ray taking card only.
So we got wave 9, so things could get really crazy now. We could even get gigas early on.
We actually
speaking of gigas, 5 FPs about to come in almost at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And this one is going to arrive just after the Z-time finishes, so this one's going to be a little bit more, we're going to see how they handle this one here. They're converging, like they're perfectly converging too, so all 5 flesh pounds are in one little group right there. That's going to be a freeze
the
for
freeze
sure.
got stalkered.
Oh, he missed the freeze from the stalker, unfortunately. Probably
But
not
they
going to
do
go
have
for...
Z-time, though.
Oh,
it drops Z-time. Well, this is going to be bad.
It's a good...
Unless... Never mind,
Double
there it's
rage.
done.
Yeah, honestly, that was a good call from EtherealDoom to chuck that freeze anyway.
Ooh.
Because it stopped them from losing their ground there. Those FPs were all about to rage.
Oh,
so.
man. Oh, it died just before I got that last hit in.
But, you know,
And
normally
the
this...
FPs and QPs aren't stopping.
Yeah, normally this would be a very big issue to get back in, but thanks to Firebug's unlimited fire, like, trash just cannot get in there to keep the pushing power going on.
I want to know who shot that FP in the back. I thought that thing was going to become a problem because it was raging in the back, but it got sniped out by the SPX. Really good shooting.
Yeah, we got quite a few people with SPX, so it could have been anybody.
Yeah, all three of the people with SPX on this. Well, actually, does Ethereal even have an SPX? No, he's got M14. But like,
He's
the
going
SPX is
M14.
on this.
Oh no, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong person.
Like, the SPXs on this team are all good though.
Yeah,
All really good players.
taking the hit. Good job, Ethereal.
Yep. Good freeze on the FP to let you take the TPs.
A great rationing of freezes here. We're approaching the 130 mark on Zeds, and he still has 3 freezes remaining. We have 4 flashbangs on the board as well, so plenty of incaps to go around. At this point in time, they could basically burn most of their grenades anytime they'd feel uncomfortable, and they'll probably have enough to last the end of the wave.
It still feels like there's more than 100. It feels like there's less than 100 Zeds in the wave because of how much they had to deal with all at once.
I mean, if you look at the kills here, if you look at the bottom here, Melon's got 617 kills. She's basically taking all of the trash for them. So it's really helping the team out and being able to focus on these FPs and scrapes. By the way, there's 7 flesh pounds approaching again from the front right now. They're going to be on approach here. I think they're going to actually get in a little bit split, but the first 4 are going to arrive after Z time ends. So the last second gift from the game here.
It's
And the
very
game is
generous.
being really nice about staggering all of that though, and not throwing like 8 of them in at once.
Don't worry, they'll do it on wave 10, or it'll be on the second round. The game likes to play with its food, I'm sure.
4
But-
FPs?
What
5
FPs?
FPs.
Oh my god, the tracer rounds, it's beautiful.
Man, their focus fire is absolutely crazy. They gotta have somebody calling those shots.
Most likely, yeah. It's I mean, I've played with most of these players, and these are all extremely good players. So they no doubt they're
I
doing.
can't with this objective, dude. This was a wave 2 objective last year.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
all
this
right,
one.
everybody. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, switch.
Yeah. Like it felt like watching me and Kyron, but spread across a whole team. Where just like you got somebody calling which target to take, and everybody just deletes it.
This is actually one of the more doable objectives, I think, with this composition. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't want to go for it. But to be fair, they don't really need to, because if they win this game with the score they got now, they already win the match. They just win instantly. The score to beat was 3,014, and they've already got over 5K.
Yep.
So they might just be, they might have wanted to go for it, but then they saw their score and they're just like, you know what, let's just it's not worth the risk.
This comp makes this map a lot faster than Infernal Realm. Because like you just had the way the spawns work out, the flow is just coming in from so many more angles, you know. So it feeds a lot faster, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and also, I think Tamari said that the spawns in Infernal Realm are a little iffy sometimes.
That's true.
We got a Giga coming their way. Luckily, it's a little bit spaced out.
Quad FP coming in from the left. Plus some Scrakes.
I don't really know
Thankfully,
if
it's not all coming in at once.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna have a chance to really take it over to their war room here. There's not really anything going on. That's
yeah.
Unless this FP squad gets something done.
I don't think it will. I feel like Z time.
Oh, bad freeze!
Yeah, I missed the freeze unfortunately there, but it's.
But I don't think it matters.
Should be okay. They're not colliding any of the FPs behind, so nice stuff.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah,
That was a really good explosion, and in comes another freeze over the heads of everything. And the sirens in there are stunned too.
I think that was a flashbang.
Was
it a flashbang? I thought it was an explosion.
No, I think it was a flashbang.
Yeah, I think you're right because they're down to flash.
But I forgot they do have the explosion though from Melon there. I completely forgot about that skill.
Are we sure she's still running it though?
It's possible she might not be, just because they already have so many incaps. I don't even
push
remember
on the
what
back
the
a little bit.
alternative skill is actually.
Yeah, Bag is getting hammered a bit.
Well, they need
I'll say back is getting hammered when Ray actually gets pushed. I don't think that's happening.
Schisma should be able to get these last 2 extensions here. He's got a lot of stuff near him. Oh, okay, I thought he didn't get there. Yeah, great Z time for Schisma. Ray managed to clean up every single large in the back there with that Z time extension chain, and the front also recovered too. So we're right back
what
to
is up with this weak
again.
wave 10? Where's the big stuff? Come on, don't disappoint me.
I mean, there's 4 FPs on us, or there's 4 Scrakes and an FP coming out of stairs.
It's not enough.
It'd have to come with this triple FP to get much done.
Exactly.
Wow, what an absolutely textbook game. Rin is absolutely wrecking shop on SWAT. I'm really happy to see how they're doing with that.
At
Really
this point, we should stop talking about the team and start talking about the game director and just how poor of a play he's playing. We need to get a better RTS player up in here.
You gotta hand it to them though. They're executing all of these takedowns perfectly. There's really no mistakes happening here.
Yeah, they got their best players on their DPS this week.
When there's no difference between a Z time takedown and a real time takedown, that's the scary thing.
Like looking at this comp, this is like looking at like me, Bell, and Kyrum on Slingers and Sharp all together. Oh no, actually no, even better, Fail, Bell, and Kyrum on Slingers and Sharp. Their DPS and takedowns are just so immaculate.
Cleaning up the last couple Zeds here, just a couple Scrakes.
This felt as clean as watching K9 on Slaughterhouse. And they didn't even have a second Sharp this week. Absolutely incredible.
I'll admit, I feel like Wolf and everybody else on there has a lot of time on Slaughterhouse. It was probably just second nature at that point.
Probably. Alright, so you said it's double A-bomb for this game?
It's double abomination, and that it's not over yet, right? That could very well waste a lot of their time.
A lot of the teams have struggled with bosses so far. Has VTuber been one of them?
I don't exactly remember, to be fair, but I do want to say that you know, there is always a chance that they could still wipe here, and if they wipe, they lose all of their bonuses, so they will only get 1,000 points. So it's not over yet.
It looks like they have a manip though.
And I actually would like to take this over to a VTubers war room for this boss, since we haven't gotten to listen to them talk. If you guys don't mind.
I've been done. Oh, that spawn manip is amazing.
All right, I'm kicking this over.
Sounds good.
Where's he going, Schisma?
To me. Yep. To me.
Yeah, okay, so we go this way.
Yeah, we can back up.
Yeah,
We're good.
this is perfect. This is perfect.
So reverse kite? All right.
Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you should fucking troll.
Let him up.
Alright,
who's getting that time, dude?
Ooh, a little bit more. Dude, it's me. It's me, bro. Oh my god, he's so fucking fast for a fat man.
Oh shit, you can't
Bro.
Yeah, keep shooting your Helios, dude. You do so much damage, dude.
I ain't shooting no Helios. Why did I say it like that?
Groundfire is still really good, too.
One more.
Good night. He's
Dude,
dead.
he's
He's
out.
dead. Nice.
Right.
Okay.
Spur and let's go. Schisma, we are coming to you.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
One going to this door.
Yeah, going to this door.
Perfect. No, let's meet him. Meet him in the middle. Meet him in the middle.
Meet him in the middle.
Come to us. Yes, perfect. Dude,
Dude, you didn't want to come out, dude. He was scared.
Oh,
Dude, I love it when they
last guy.
fucking laugh, bro.
Nothing.
Oh,
Goodbye.
there goes my hero.
Balloon bomb.
Where are we going? That's correct.
Left side, left
This
side,
way,
left
this way.
side, left side.
Left. Behind you,
Yeah,
Schisma. Fall.
Yep,
Perfect.
I got this.
yep, I'm
Oh
not
my
flying
God.
again.
Oh, you nuked it. Oh.
Well, I didn't. It was the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Come back off, back off.
Dude, what's he
What is he
doing?
doing?
Two.
Is he stuck in the floor? Mongrel?
Bro, I don't know.
Dude, he has to rest. He's fine. Let's just give him a minute. He's leaning on the wall.
Right, let's go. Back up.
I think he was basically stuck in the wall.
He's gaming.
Alright, everyone shoot him now. Everyone shoot him now.
Oh, he getting here, bro.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
Ooh.
Auger.
4,500,
That
baby.
that is
Ooh,
more
nice.
than the other team, right?
Yeah.
All right, and there we have it, folks. So that is going to be a 45-73 for game 1 on Crash. We are going to be playing that second game still, but that is actually already going to be the victory coming out from VTubers here. Again, the score to beat. 3014, and they managed to pull a 45-73 with a pretty much flawless no medic run. So really, really well done to VTubers. They're going to be going on to the winners finals to face the winner of the other match that'll be happening today, which is the JPEG Mafia versus Seattle Cryptomancers.
When does Cryptomancers go on again?
It's actually should be starting any minute now. It'll actually be, it's on right now at twitch.tv/codethevoid. Both games are basically running concurrently. So the winner of that match is going to be playing against the VTubers in the winners finals. So huge congrats to the VTubers. That was a really great game.
That was Boss Wave was absolutely hilarious. I think they were truly crossing their fingers and hoping they could get the blimp kill for the for the A-bomb. Just so he was so close. Like if they didn't drop that one Z time, he would have just hit the perfect marker for the instant kill for the boss dropping after a certain amount of like feet or seconds. I can't remember which one.
It's a distance based, so yeah, it's quite rare. But there is, I don't know the number, unfortunately. I apologize, but there is a value where if the boss falls down far enough, he will just instantly die.
I actually didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a.
All bosses have it. It's the easiest with A-bomb.
A-bomb's the only one that flies.
It's pretty far though, to be fair. Like you have to knock them down several flights of stairs, you know, like that kind of distance to even get that to happen. So that's, you never really see it because most maps aren't tall enough for that, right?
I want to talk about how immaculate that boss manip was. It's basically the same manip that my team did for Hans last year, where you spawn them on the absolute opposite ends of the map. But it seems like instead of focusing all of the team's damage on one just to kill it as fast as possible, they actually had Schisma kiting the other A-bomb around for a bit to keep him busy while the other team killed the first one,
that's
which
what I was
worked
gonna say.
just as well.
Yeah, exactly. And didn't have to worry about speed, right? Because they already were in a good position to win anyway, so it worked out.
But they absolutely bodied that first one, though.
I'd like to point out Coco had dual Glocks, by the way.
I mean, DPS. But luckily, with having a firebug on your team for boss wave is such a good thing. There's a couple bosses where they're actually pretty resistant to fire, but like A-bomb and others, like they just take so much damage from the ground fire.
Yeah, you could hear Melon saying that they're not going to bother with the Helios and they were just going to use ground fire.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised they didn't go with Helios, though. I mean, I don't know if it would have been any more damage, but I still have to wonder if it would have been a better choice.
Yeah, I couldn't say for sure either. As much as I like Firebug, I am not that deep. Respect to Melon is though. Gunfire is good. That's fair, but oh wow, 20 damage modifier. Wow, that's a lot. That might be doing more than the Helios then. The only downside is that it's going to be harder for your commander to get extensions because they can extend off the spawns. But the spawns are also really annoying and just do a bunch of chip damage, which with a no medic comp is really dangerous.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of them as soon as possible.
Yeah, so with this team comp, that's actually probably the smart play.
All right, I just had to pop over to the other match real quick just to check a couple things, but we're ready to go when they are. And this will be we are going to be playing that second match anyway, just as a formality. And this time, again, there will be different objectives, and they'll also be facing off against a single matriarch with slightly increased health.
More than 6 players, I believe. Was it 8 or?
Yes, sir. 8 player health. Yes.
Yes.
I'm still sad that my team didn't get to show our matriarch strat yesterday. We had such a goofy manip, and we one-cycled her gun on the first laser. It was really cool. Her gun was down in under like 15-20 seconds.
Looks like they're doing the same exact thing, but again, this is the second round of it. This could end up badly at some wave, because for some reason, just the game likes to go easy on the first round of 10 waves, and then on the second, it's just like, okay, no more games. I'm gonna put like 15 flesh pounds in one area with 12 husks. Have fun.
I didn't know you watched my game yesterday. That is exactly what happened.
Like I said, just round 2, it seems like the director just goes, you know what? I'm tired.
Actually, hey, Tamari, does the director refresh between games?
Yeah, it should.
Right. I wasn't actually sure if it like
No,
stayed
I'm not
angry or
sure.
something. Because
I
it'd be
don't
really
know if
funny.
you're joking or not. Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, it should. It's supposed to. Everything's supposed to reset.
There's a lot of hus in there right now.
Yeah, without Melon, without the sweet trench gun, the trash is gonna get through. But
Yeah, the trash can actually
luckily-
like do something.
yeah, but luckily the trench gun is dirt cheap. So
Yeah, I think it's 650.
yeah, it's
You can get on wave 2.
So the trench gun, outside of the thermite bore, which is one of the DLC weapons, that weapon's unfortunately banned in the tournament.
I wonder
But
why. Why is it banned?
I mean, I'm about to say we'll probably explain that, but outside of that weapon, the trench gun is actually one of the best ground fire spreading weapons in the game. So it has such a wide spread where all a Melon basically has to do is look at that front area and fire pellets, and all of that, shrapnel and whatever the stuff that comes out of the gun, it'll just spread everywhere, and you'll have the whole thing blanketed in ground fire, and that's just gonna basically destroy any trash that walks through. So it's
yeah.
it's one of the best fire weapons for level 0 challenge, actually, because of that reason.
The only thing would be better is the flare gun, but the issue with the flare gun would be the like lighting up the larges and everything. You can't really control the fire as well.
It also makes so much smoke that it becomes hard to even see the lane.
Yeah, the thermite
Through the
bore also
particles.
has that same issue. But
Though I do wonder how the incendiary rifle in Z time with infinite grenades stacks up for spreading ground fire.
it's actually okay, but sadly Z time is just sometimes not opportune enough, and when you're out of Z time, it's pretty much next to useless.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the shotgun does fire faster, so it's probably better for spreading the ground fire in specific, which in this case is what you want.
Yeah.
Because the ground fire is less likely to piss off larges as the grenade would be. So that's the shotgun is definitely the play for running a lane like this with your DPS to avoid pissing off all the larges.
And the other benefit too is it's a tube-fed shotgun, so you always have it loaded. There's pretty much never going to be at a time where you're out of ammo, got to load a magazine, load in a grenade, or yada yada yada.
And the specifically nice thing about the trench gun is that you usually only need.
Coco might be dead here.
Coco, holy crap!
Gotta watch out for those husks.
Yeah.
The
If
thing,
the FP had actually swung, they'd be dead.
yeah. The other thing you got to worry about on round 2 around here is just general fatigue. They got through.
Oh, Doom! Oh man, he threw the freeze on the QP, but the QP blocked it for the Scrake. That's so unfortunate.
Oh wow, what did I come back to? I was helping to either match with something real quick. A little emergency situation came up.
They got pushed pretty hard. Just some bad luck in there, but looks like they're going for a kite.
Yeah.
You want to kick it over to a worm? Let's spin and finish out the wave, or you want to keep it here? It is 60 Zeds remaining.
I think.
Let's head over. There's enough Scrakes, Hus, and an FP that I think it might be interesting.
Okay.
That wasn't working?
I'll fix you.
Hey all.
I teabagged
Happy ahead.
Ethereal, so I hope you got it on stream.
Can I start it? I'm starting it.
It looks like you already are, Coco. Why did you even ask?
Okay, perfect.
And then Scrake and 2 blows.
Ignore Skirk.
Oh, so his little feet, he's on fire, sorry.
Just slap your way past. Another Scrake coming.
You're going down.
Ow, my balls.
What?
Good shot.
Yeah, my balls, dude.
You're going away from the hole.
Yeah, you go on the kite.
Wait. Why'd you pull it from me? I'm sad.
Oh, Schisma.
Oh, he's got it, dude.
Schisma. I mean, not Schisma. Run. Wait. It's fine.
Ta-ta.
Yeah, it's just a really rather nice and quick and easy cleanup there. Just finishing up the last couple of. There's one Scrake kind of off on his own, but Ray and Rin already are on that.
Doing a 9mm takedown.
Respect. Yeah, so if you didn't see Tamari, it was super unfortunate. So, I think Doom got hit by a husk with Coco, and Coco I think 10 HP came close to dying, and Doom was at about 60 HP, and a QP and a Scrake were coming up the back lane. He threw freeze, and even though it was like right next to both the QP and the Scrake, I think the QP like blocked the freeze or something for the Scrake, or maybe the Scrake was blocking at the time with their chainsaw, because it froze the QP but not the Scrake, and the Scrake killed Doom.
Yeah, so wave 2 is up and down there, and we'll be heading into wave 3. 1 death, unfortunately, like you said, but that's not too big of a deal. I mean, they don't really have to care too much about the results of the match, but in terms of the match itself, just in a bubble, I mean, that's really not much to give, right?
Yeah.
100 bonus is really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Plus, Doom still gets an M14, though I think Schisma is somebody's down on their economy a little bit probably because of this, but the fact that Doom still has an M14 means that he'll be fine.
Yeah, but now that Melon has the shotgun, I don't think Trash is gonna push him as hard as they did.
Yeah. Good freeze on the FP, but it didn't get the QPs, and there's another FP coming in on the side. Ooh, and
that
Rin got hit by a fireball.
Yeah, they have to be careful. Got to protect Ren. If Ren goes down, they lost pretty much all their healing.
Rin's their medic, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're losing the stuns too, right?
Yeah, that too.
SWAT is
Handy,
actually
yeah.
like probably one of the most important perks in a comp like this, despite being kind of like viewed as kind of like one of the lesser perks in general. In this specific comp, it becomes paramount. Ooh, coming in on both sides with the QPs. Ooh, in the Z time. 2-1's not great for killing QPs, but it's doable. But he had help from the side at least.
You put enough bullets into something, you know, anything works. I also like the plink plink noises it makes.
Beep, 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 beep. Double Scrake on the back. Single Scrake on the back.
Scrake on its back?
Yeah. Ooh, Melon's got a Mac 10. I don't think they had that last game, did they? Oh no, they did. They did for a little while.
I only ever saw her use the trench gun. I was wondering what her other weapon was, but...
Yeah, Melon did have a Mac 10 for a little bit last game. But I didn't really see it used that much. But I'm pretty sure they bought one. Team's running a bit rough on ammo right now. I hope they have other guns in the store because they got 2 FPs coming in and some Scrakes and stuff.
They do have the stumble from the Firebug though, so they can buy a little bit of time. They did throw a freeze in that first one, but not gonna be able to secure that kill. He's gonna rage now from that, but again, they still have that. Stumble, so worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Oh, managed to get it done. Nice job.
So their ammo's tight, but it's enough to get through what's left. Ethereal with the Winchester stuns too.
The worst case scenario, they can always stall with Firebug stumble, and then you know Rin has plenty of ammo left on his weapon, so.
Yeah, that last Scrake, they actually threw a nail bomb with the Winchester, so I think Ethereal was gonna go for the stun, but they had enough DPS from the ammo they had left that they were able to kill it just fine. And that death really stressing their economy. They're all spending down to absolute zero.
But when it comes to the death, it was just a sharpshooter. Getting the sharp back up in order is nowhere near as expensive as, say, Ren.
It's actually probably the second cheapest perk on this team, next to Firebug. Unless the Firebug is spending a bunch of money on upgrades. That's a different story. I don't actually know if Melon does or not. But the M14 plus an upgrade and like an SPX or something, like it's not that expensive for Sharp in particular. And I don't think did they have an M14 that wave at all anyways?
They did.
They did, yeah.
They did. Okay, so they did lose that.
Just
That's
ammo on
unfortunate.
it.
You know, a couple FBs getting Scrakes coming on the side with Rin.
Yeah, a lot
They're
of
having to divert their attention.
Entrance there. They came over the top of that train and they try to sneak through the side there, but Rin paying close attention to that spot, alerting the team there probably.
Good Ranger stun to delay that second Scrake. And Melon just throwing fire down the choke.
Yeah,
that's explosion.
Fire is probably the most, or sorry, Firebug is probably the most, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Economy-driven perk, because you're barely really using up any of your ammo, especially in Z time, and you're getting so many kills per shell.
Yeah, you just have so much money.
Hey guys, I
Fast fireball.
have to really quickly hop out to take care of an emergency, so I will be right back in a few minutes. You guys carry on.
Yeah, take care. Oh man, there's something I wanted to say about Firebug, but I forgot what it was.
Is it the fact that they burn things?
It was related to that. Oh, Rage FP coming in. Oh, good decap.
Looks like Ray's coming to help, but he better have to turn around because he's getting some stuff coming on his lane.
Yeah. But they got that full extension in the back, so they're probably gonna be just fine with this. But that ground fire is really just so much value. Oh, I think I might remember now. So the thing about the way that they're using the trench gun with Firebug is... No, I lost again. Unfortunate.
Well, the thing is, Melon is both shooting at the Zeds and shooting low enough that the pellets hit the ground all at the same time, so they're double dipping pretty much.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
people.
no,
I think these tourneys are really making people realize just how well Firebug can work in a precision comp if you run it the right way.
Yeah. It's no surprise that Firebug is the best trash killer in the game, like bar none. You could get a thermite bore on a Firebug and you probably won't have to worry about that line ever. Like you get one person to take care of the larges and that's about it.
Real quick, I don't mean to cut in. I just wanted to let everybody know, I unfortunately have to head out. I need to go support the Seattle Cryptomancers match. Unfortunately, they're having some issues with getting the stream going. So I'm going to be heading over there to stream that match like on a moment's notice. So again, after this match is over, the other match will be happening at twitch.tv/Tamari92, which will be my stream. Yeah, really sorry about this. Just, got to do what we got to do, right? So
yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll be heading over there.
Hold the fort.
And we'll see you guys over in that other match. Yeah. Good luck, guys. Thanks.
Yep, be well. That is a lot of larges over by the fence break cafe across the map, and the FPs are actually being delayed by the Scrake, so it's almost all going to come together. That's going to be scary.
I feel like they're going to get Z time right when they show up, though, so they'll probably get
there's a chance. But man, but they're going to get it right for these flesh pounds, but not for the next FPs and Scrakes, so that's actually going to be kind of rough.
I don't think so. It's only going to be 2 FPs that way, and every other FP so far has just been insta'd.
Yeah. So I think I remember what I was saying now. So the way that they're using the trench gun is actually really nice for the precision perks, because what I'm noticing is like, so if you start trying to do a Helios takedown on a large Zed, it's basically guaranteed to panic. Like, no stop. But the way that they're using the trench gun for this ground fire is actually not really panicking larges that much. So it's actually working really well for their precision perks, because they're able to just go about their business as usual and there's no trash.
Just enough damage to kill the trash, not enough to rage anything.
Yeah, not enough to rage, not enough to panic either. Plus, I've noticed a couple of the Zed explosions will just stop all of the trash. Also, that is a lot of Scrakes up front. And they've got pounds at the back. Oh boy.
It's just quarters. Sadly, Scrakes by themselves
no,
are
there's
not
FPs in the back. They're taking a bit of attention from both the slingers, but the Scrakes are getting kind of close. Oh, good freeze. Froze the front 3 larges and stopped the ones in the back.
And there they all go.
Yeah, with this Z time, they can kill all that.
You think that one FP will cause any issues?
Yeah, dude, he's gonna come in and he's gonna crit Doom and he's gonna die instantly. Let's watch.
Oh, he almost.
It would have been really tragically funny if he actually would have done that. But nah, their focus fire is absolutely astonishingly good.
Squad, health check.
And Ethereal's freezes have been absolutely on point all game, except for like I think one or two freezes were actually like really bad. But the rest have been great. Like that last freeze was gorgeous.
Anyone need a weapon? Who needs something dangerous?
And again, they are burning rubber.
Too many memories. Thanks for those super enlightened words.
Yep. The way they're running this comp is so fast for this map. It's actually really cool to watch.
Now we're getting up into the wave 6 where things could get interesting. I'm waiting for the game director to just pull out the whammy.
Yeah. Man, I gotta say though, the way that they're running this map this fast is just so cool. Like, I don't think I'm not used to the spawn hold being this fast.
Oh, look at that spawn though.
Oh, that's bad. That's
All
what,
comes to
triple
door.
FP, 2 Scrakes on the right door?
Yep.
Here
Good
comes the flash.
stun,
Yeah, really good
And a
flash followed by
freeze.
freeze, yeah. Good Z time. Yeah, really well handled, really good CC.
And it's a good thing that Ren is just on that doorway, because if like everybody was focused up front, that would have been bad.
Yeah. And that's the advantage of running a SWAT comp with a Sharp, is you still have the extra CC. I wonder if they've divided it where, like, all of Rin's flashes will usually go to the door and all of the freezes will go to the lane. I wonder if they're dividing it that way to divvy up the CC efficiently.
They could be, but it looks like they got some caveats. Just, you know,
Yeah.
If the first freeze fails, they throw a stun. Just
Yeah.
to save on freezes.
Yep. Not to mention they're getting free stun grenades from, you know, Zed Shrapnel. There's a decent amount of larges coming in, but honestly, it's so spread out that the team's not really got a whole lot to worry about for the time being.
Less wave 6, more like wave 4.
Yeah, honestly. It's pretty relaxed. They're almost at the last MM cycle, so they're gonna be closing out this wave pretty calmly, I feel. There's not, like, there's a lot of Scrakes coming in the front, and like a couple of pounds, but it's staggered enough that it's not really gonna get that hot.
The beauty of the Firebug, too, again, on this is simply because not just the trash clear, but getting rid of the bloats. So the bloats.
Oh yeah,
does make
bloats
walls.
are the worst. I still think okay. I'm going to make a confession right now. So I play a decent amount of Firebug. I really like Firebug. Boy howdy have I slept on the trench gun. I did not realize that it was able to kill trashes effectively without raging larges.
Oh yeah.
I didn't actually realize that you could use ground fire with it and not piss off flesh bounds. I've been missing out. Melon has taught me something today.
But if this was out of the rule set, I'd probably still use a thermite bore anyway.
I mean, yeah, kinda. Because the thing is that thermite just deletes quarters.
And pretty much everything else.
Yep. So I kind of rotate. I like to use M2 or the Incen rifle and the Helios together. And then sometimes I'll meme around with the thermite bore if I'm in like a turbo game or something for fun. But usually those are the two guns that I run, because I really like using the M203 during Z time, because it puts a lot of really powerful ground fire.
Oof.
That's rough, dude. Double FP and a Scrake, probably coming in from the side door. Start of the wave, though, they've got plenty of CC for it, and they've got not really anything else going on. First one's Rage, second stun, and dead. Really clean. This match feels almost clinically executed. Triple FP coming up front, though.
With that time, it's gone.
Yeah, first one's dead. Probably gonna kill the Scrake next because the FP's behind the other FP. Yep, there it is on the Scrake. Called it. There go to the next FP, and the final FP ain't gonna get anything done because there's no trash that the slingers need to shoot.
Yep, let's just focus on the larges. That's all I have to care about.
Yeah.
Look for big heads. Everything else doesn't matter.
Man, I love how much love Firebug has been getting from the tourneys.
It's a very strong perk when you know how to use it.
Yeah, I feel like people, for a long time, were really dismissive of it because a lot of people that played Firebug just kept pissing off all the larges, but speaking of larges, there's a lot coming in the front right now. Oh, jeez. If this gets pushed, I think I'm gonna have a war. Oh, hello.
Nah, it's not gonna get pushed with
Oh, yeah, back's getting hit too.
Ooh, yeah, look at
They
that.
really need this Z time, but there's not a whole lot of choice for the
I'll
Mando,
be-
but he got the full extension.
Yeah, if we go to War Room, I'll drag, don't worry.
Got it. Oh, good flashbang up front. Good explosion too. Man, they're just getting all the good CC procs. 2 Z explosions back to back, both of them stunned larges there to hold the front lane.
And just because of that, like, once Old Large is dead, Melon comes in, shoots a few
Yep.
shells, and hey, look, all that.
And the lane's clear.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's just one of the things about Firebug that's so nice is, like, the fact that it clears trash so efficiently means that you get just free flashbangs.
You can turn the barbecue on and off. And with that, Wave 7's done, and honestly, it didn't feel like Wave 7, but we're getting into Waves 8, 9, and 10. This is where it could, and I keep saying it, could get spicy, but right now, we're not even at, like, jalapeno. We're at paprika, pretty much, at the difficulty so far.
Man, you just reminded me of I've told Elmo about the objectively best flavor of Pringles, and they don't sell them in America because they have paprika Pringles in the EU. They're so good.
I'm still a fan of the pizza Pringles.
Anyways, the current objective is actually thoroughly sick of the crowd eating APRs. Poor Doom, man. Yeah, they don't have them in America. Oh, it makes me sad. They're so good. But the objective currently is one of the Wave 2 objectives from last tourney, which was actually the reason we played Firebug, is because of how good it was in that objective, and then we just ran it, and it turned out to be great.
I personally, from time to time, like to go complete sicko mode and just go Firebug with a demo on a single lane.
Aw, dude, that's such a good time. Demo just deletes all the larges.
And I just keep shooting thermite bores until the commando gets 6 extensions and I put down at least 45 stakes in the ground.
Yeah. Oh, triple FP coming in from the left. Slightly
Ooh.
staggered, though.
Luckily, the
Lots
Scrake-
of Scrakes and stuff coming in the back. Scrakes triple FP.
Yeah.
It's like double Scrake, triple Scrake, double FP, but it's staggered.
Yeah, Ray's coming back, but better be careful. This is going to be a lot of stuff. But luckily, they seem to kept getting stuck on each
It's
other.
a lot of stuff for a single slinger, but Ray's one of the slingers that's up to that task.
Yeah. Luckily, all the Scrakes kept everything together, so Ray should have an easy time.
Yep.
If they all came out at once, that would have been problematic. And we got an FP doing jumping jacks. He wants
Yeah, I
to
see
go back
that.
home.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to.
Where's that quarter going?
He doesn't want to be here anymore. He's having a panic attack.
He realized what's happening. Double FP coming in the front. Probably not going to be able to get very far in with all the... With the fact there's nothing else to shoot but them.
Yep. But we got one raid. Oh, does that time. It's all gone.
Oh, looks like I got a sneeze.
That poor quarter pound still trying
Still
to get
trying
out.
to get out.
I mean, who can blame him?
Let me out! Let me out!
We got a triple FP that spawned like 1,000,000 miles away. It's gonna be like that's gonna be the last thing for the
Yeah,
wave.
it's gonna be the last thing in the wave with those Scrakes. Is this an omen, perhaps? He's still going!
I think he's doing a backwards long jump, honestly. I think he's trying to get his QPUs higher.
Yeah, he's trying to build speed so he can warp into the next parallel universe where they can't see him and he can just kill everybody without being able to be hit because his hitbox is
Oh, there we
a
go.
bajillion miles away.
Luckily, Coco's here to end his suffering.
Yeah, he misaligned his QPUs and sent him into the void. last 4 Zeds are all Scrakes. And now they're gone. Really, really well done. Sisyphus boulder put into QB trying to That was so funny. I've never seen that happen like that. I can't believe how long he was going. Usually they like aggro swap eventually.
I've seen it where an FP gets angry and then continues to hump the wall, but at a higher speed because he's angry.
Or where they just stand there and do the rage animation over and over.
Yeah, just flesh-bound targeting things. You know how it goes. KF2 things. We're getting into wave 9, so we are in Giga potential, but will it happen? I don't know.
19th verse, same as the first.
We got $1 heading to him, but that's about it.
If it was $1 or something else, I'd be interested.
But it's just $1.
Yeah, it's just $1.
I'm not gonna buy anything with that.
Yeah, there's $2. Yeah, not in this economy. There's $2 or 2 quarters. There's 2 flesh bounds on the side, but the dollar is gonna be dead by the time they get there. And here come the FPs. Actually getting a lot of ground, but there's 2 slingers there, which means they're not getting any further. $3 at assorted pounds. Nah, this team is taking card only, none of that cash. Quad FP from the left, but it's really staggered. Man, I am absolutely in awe at how well this team is performing. Their DPS, their precision DPS is just so on top of it. I say as they're getting pushed.
Nah, they're not gonna.
Ooh, that Husk Fireball. Right into Ethereal's armor.
Yeah, but luckily he had armor, so it's not going to take too much. But this isn't a push. This is just like somebody breathing in or breathing out, and now they're about to breathe in again.
Ease back. Ooh, Zed's Explosion just stopping everything out there forever. Back-to-back stuns and all the trash. And that dollar coming in the back. This is one of those situations where I think running AFs for Ray would be slightly better because AFs are just so good at body killing QPs, but he's running Deagles, which are better for the QP or for the flash runs and the Scrakes though.
Better for the flash rounds, but also this believe it or not, this lane does have a lot of range. It needs getting those FPs from all the way past the bridge is probably needed.
Well, what I mean is like running AFs instead of Deagles with the SPX. With triple FP coming up front.
I always feel that's a little bit awkward, just using AFs in between the Deagles. I'm just so used to Deagles with an SPX.
Yeah, I use a. Ooh, Ethereal's getting low. If he gets hit by another Husk Fireball or this Z time drops, we're gonna have problems.
It looks like everybody's prioritizing the Husk shots or Husks luckily, and
yeah,
all Ethereal has to do is just
really fortunate Z time.
Yeah, that
saving Ethereal from another death. Yeah, it's one of the things about playing Sharp though. When you're crouched, if you get targeted, it's really hard for you to dodge a fireball.
Yeah, not only that, you can get landed right back into the fire, like residue, and take even more damage.
Yep. Yeah, I personally like running AFs with SPX because with AFs you have such good Z time DPS, and you can just body QPs with it.
You do lose out on the range though from Deagles.
True, but you know I've found myself to be fairly comfortable with using the SPX for that, and that's just my preference. I do like Deagles though, but they have a much smaller like room for error as well because you need to hit more of your shots with Deagles to get the takedowns.
Yeah.
I don't remember this objective. Was this objective in the last tourney?
I don't remember myself, but
if it does, I don't think I did it.
I don't think anybody would want to do this. Actually, I think this was in last time. I do remember this place.
Well, it certainly wasn't a Wave 10 objective, that's for sure.
Nope. I wouldn't be in there.
I am kind of sad that the upstairs area in the very back building with like the red tiled floor near the trader on the opposite end of the map, I liked that objective from last tourney. I kind of wish it'd come back.
But we're on the final wave. Only 1 death so far, and their score is just monumental.
Yep. not only like are they making good time even with that kite, but their no medic bonus is just absolutely giving them so much score. We had to ramp the difficulty this year. I don't know. I feel like that objective would be really hard on Wave 9.
Elmo, are we watching the right stream? I mean, like, I know you're streaming, but are you streaming the right thing? What difficulty?
The controlled kind.
This is contained difficulty, not controlled.
Yeah, no, it's suicidal. Oh man, those takedowns on the back are brutal. It really spread out larges right now. Not a whole lot to threaten the team. Even if there are a lot of larges on the map, their map is big enough that the spawns aren't super clumped like they would be on Infernal. You know, they're not gonna get gigged.
Yeah, I think the director's just falling asleep for this team. Just
Yeah.
it's not gonna get anything through.
Yeah, make it the MIG Giga, but in ASL because it's 64.
And there's that time. I mean, there's a lot of larges coming, but so far this doesn't feel like Wave 10. It just feels like any normal.
It feels
wave.
this feels like Wave 8 on Infernal.
Oh no, Melon ate a spicy meatball. How will she ever recover?
Yeah, not the firebug taking the fire damage.
I think she lost like 2 shingles of armor there. That's very serious.
Yeah. The one actually what is kind of scary about firebug though is that if you become a husk magnet, like you don't have to care, but if your team is standing next to you, that's a problem.
Well, you know, they just need to.
Here comes the Giga up front.
They just need to get out of the way, obviously.
If they drops this Z time, they're gonna have a lot of trouble up front. But he's got a free feast out back.
Yeah, and they're not dropping that. It's still going to be a pretty dicey, though.
Yeah, they
That's
still got a lot of flesh bounds.
Where's that good freeze? Come on, there it is.
Oh, that might be one of the best freezes all tournament.
That froze the correct amount of FPs.
Yeah, that was incredible. Really good throw from Ethereal. And their DPS are just so on point today.
I would also like to mention that they really haven't kited. I mean, yeah, they got pushed really far back, but I don't even
They had
think
the kite the one time that Ethereal died, but not since.
I don't think they completed a kite, did they? I think they got like,
no, they did like a half
halfway.
loop and were done.
Yeah. How about we call it ultra push, not kited?
Yeah, ultra push. I'm thinking that we just war room this last boss just for fun.
Yep,
This
that
matriarch.
sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Do you want to
But-
pull them over for the Trader 2 to see if they talk about their plan?
I think we should just wait till the boss.
Okay.
We'll see. Let's keep the plan as a surprise. See what they do for the slightly beefier matriarch.
Yeah, what's the HP fix on this matriarch?
I believe it's 8.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was thinking it might be 8, because 7 seems a bit thin on the buff.
But they only got 1 to deal with this time, so they could really focus fire. They find a good corner or barrel to ring around the Rosie with, they could kill her real fast.
Yeah.
Not only that, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Melon's gone with the Helios. Helios does do a lot of damage to the matriarch, I believe.
Really, that's probably a really smart call.
I don't remember exactly the exact amount, but like the multiplier for it, but it's big. Well, let me get a drag going.
All right, cool.
I came for the patriarch, but you'll do.
Yep.
I don't have a healing weapon.
Somebody come get her. She's dancing like
us know she's lasering.
Yeah, just make sure to let us know.
He's not. She kicked me, Valkyries.
Right. Do the thing. Heal Meloni.
Yeah, heal me.
Right, nuke the shit.
I'm reloading right now.
Perfect.
Nice.
Somebody come get her.
Just wait.
She's dancing like a straight button. He does. I'll give her a little nid.
Ito's on the right.
Don't get nuked by them. Kill Meloni, kill Meloni.
I need healing.
shit.
Oh, my
I can't
balls!
fly you.
Run. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm killing Eaters instead for a second.
I want somebody come get her. I'm dancing like a stream.
Just make her.
Schisma on me. Coming up the stairs. You're a troll.
Thank you for participating in my little engagement.
Oh, there's a lot behind us, but I'm reloading.
Alright, turn around,
Okay.
turn around.
I'm helping. Yep, I'm helping.
Kill Meloni.
Somebody
Yep,
come
healing
get
Melon.
her.
Healing Melon.
Jesus.
Nice.
Somebody come get her. She says it. Go
4100
cheaper.
Nice.
It's more than.
I'm gonna eat the laser. Om nom nom nom. That plan was genius. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So that plan where Melon just stood there and ate the laser because lol 90% fire reduction basically was just absolutely genius.
Yeah, so really quick.
Exactly what my team did last tourney.
The damage reduction is 75%, so you can basically just stand there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't armor help too?
Yes,
armor
it further
does as well.
reduces it.
But armor is just like base damage reduction.
Yeah.
Uh,
What was really crazy too is
Coco,
the Matriarch played really nice because she just spent like 3/4 of that fight menacingly walking at them and not even attacking.
Yeah. But
Like the Edars did more damage than she did.
Melon almost got killed by all those Edars too, but luckily they were able to heal her back up. But let's get Coco and Rin in here.
Right on. Howdy ho.
Oh, okay, bye.
Oh, goodbye, Rin. Welcome back, Rin.
Hello.
Hey guys, that was a very well executed run. Like my God, the only time we went in the war room was just because we just wanted to see the boss, obviously. But that was pretty good. But so let me get everybody in here though. Care to introduce yourselves better? Not go off.
I am Coco.
I'm Bird.
All right. So we got that. So Jenny, any questions you want to ask him about all this great stuff?
First, I'd like to point out that they did 2 KF games in a shorter span of time than I've had a single one play out.
Oh yeah, that's true. You both got under 30 minutes on both games.
Yeah.
That was some.
The Firebug Grandfire sped those waves up so much.
Yeah, that was our plan with the Firebug. We just basically let Melon kill all the trash rest in the front, and then if there were larges, we asked her to stop shooting, and we kill them, and then she just starts killing the trash again.
Yeah. So Melon had I think a trench gun and a Mac 10, right? She didn't have, she didn't have a Helios.
Yes.
Can you carry a
That
Helios
was
with a
because-
trench gun?
You can.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was because of the view obstruction.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. Mac 10 is pretty decent for Scrakes, though, if I recall correctly, if you need to do the damage for him.
Yeah, it's really good for Scrakes. It's only not that good for FPs and QPs, but Melon was mainly killing trash for us to clear our lane as well as speed everything up, and we handled the largest mainly.
And plus with QPs and FPs, there's you, there's Ethereal, there's Ray, heck, even Rin can get in on the QPs with the nail gun.
Yeah, lots of damage.
Yeah, really. Not to mention you had a lot of really good DPS players too. I really liked Melon's loadout there. I as somebody who enjoys Firebug myself, really slept on the trench gun a lot, and Melon today taught me not to do that. Really well done.
I don't know anything about Firebug.
Apparently you know a thing about SWAT though.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
how'd
I
you-
do.
How did you
The-
feel
the
on
last-
on that wave? Or sorry, not wave. Just on any or in that lane exactly where you're watching that door like a hawk.
I think it was pretty good. I was much more comfortable on SWAT this week rather than the last game because the practices for the last match that was like my first time playing SWAT in years. So now I'm more in the groove for that, paying more attention to healing and all
Yeah.
that.
Did you get a lot more practice in this week too?
Yeah, we got a good amount of practice.
Yeah, we
in.
did like
Nice.
a lot of practice. We practiced that wave 10 like 20 times.
I can imagine.
I don't know what you were practicing, but like, do you guys have a neural like uplink with each other? Because those like takedowns, every time a net large showed up, just 15 tracers, next large, 15 tracers, next large, just in a sequence basically.
Your focus fire was so good with each other.
Yeah, we practiced our wave 10 a lot because we knew like wave 8 to 10, the hardest part are the gigas. So we practiced taking those gigas in different areas because sometimes they'll spawn in Ray's lane, right? Sometimes they'll walk down through Rin's door actually. And then most of the time they'll come to the main lane, but we practice every scenario like multiple times to nail down everything.
Obviously, you didn't practice.
It paid off.
Yeah, you obviously didn't practice the one scenario you missed though, where it just didn't give you a kick. I feel like there was like maybe one of them, like there was like quite a few FPs, but like after that, just the game director just decided, now I'm just gonna spread all my Zeds out.
Oh, that's great to hear, actually.
Yeah. I was just waiting for it, like, oh, it's wave 10 on the second round, like on the part B map, it's gonna go all out now, and then it just didn't do anything.
Like there were a couple of pretty modest giga, but there was nothing absolutely crazy. Like, did any of you see the game yesterday where we got like 8 FPs on a single lane?
Yeah, I watched the Infernal game for
Yeah.
Apex.
Yeah, I was jealous of you guys not getting things like that. It must have been so nice.
Yeah, we got those in practice, and it looks like we didn't get them in a match, right?
Man, that's usually the opposite of how it goes. Lucky you.
But yeah, it's been the opposite for the past matches that we've had.
Your comp was really well picked for this map, I think. I think that Firebug on the main lane on Crash in particular is so good because of how heavy the trash flow is on that lane in particular. And that applies to the other hold as well.
Yeah, we also played that main lane a little further back. Mainly because we don't want to like side rage any of the gigas. As well as trying to just kill everything as soon as they turn the corner. We're pretty comfortable with long range takedowns, so we played a little further back.
Yeah, I saw that.
I have like a quick question here. It's pertaining to the SWAT loadout. Did you play around with the G36 at all? For any of your bosses, specifically?
For Matriarch.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just melts the gun, the laser, so fast.
Yeah.
That's really all we messed with it though. Like in that boss wave, after the gun died, I just threw the G36 and picked up the nail gun and Chris again.
I understand that. It's just
That's what I do.
I'm asking mostly because this is like a super duper funny interaction with the G36 and Abomination. You can actually one mag his helmet.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. on 6 player
We'll have
scaling.
to keep that in mind.
What the?
So, did anybody see the tragedy that befell Dark Ethereal the Wise?
He got
Ethereal always gets deathly.
So he threw a freeze at a Scrake and a QP that were right next to each other.
Yes.
And for some reason, even though the FP was pretty clearly in the range of the freeze, it froze the QP, and I think the QP like blocked it or something for the Scrake, or maybe the Scrake was blocking with his chainsaw, and it didn't freeze the Scrake, even though it probably should have, and the Scrake just killed Doom. It was so tragic. Like, what do you even do?
That was unfortunate because we got like a Quint Husk, I believe, or like 4 Husks in the front.
Yeah,
we just
he
got
got lit
blasted. Yeah, we all got blasted up.
You almost died too. You were very close to death.
Yeah, I was also extremely low.
And then, and it also makes me think about how Coco almost died to the Edars, but Matriarch just decided to walk at you menacingly for 3/4 of her health bar.
Another question from me is, you didn't do any objectives this time around. You usually do at least some of them. Were they too evil this time around?
Yeah, so about the objectives, we tried them. Like, we really tried them.
I
All of
figured
them?
you would.
And all of them. Unfortunately, we could only do them like 50% of the time with no medic. Because it would, like, the gigas on those later waves are just too random in those holds.
Yep.
And we didn't want to risk our runs for that.
What is nice though is that because you had a Firebug is probably so when we did this match last tourney, we ran a Firebug too, and the Firebug was basically the whole reason that those objectives worked anywhere near as well as they did. So you having a Firebug and a SWAT for the no medic part is probably the best comp you could have to do those objectives in particular. You had a really strong composition.
It's just like
Even
those late
still,
wave gigas are just way too random.
Yeah. I'm not saying that it's gonna like trivialize it, but like as far as composition goes, you had a really strong comp for those objectives if you had gone for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even
they
still,
were doable.
we just thought it was too risky.
Yeah.
There was a few that were like, even if I had the greatest team comp in the world, I wouldn't have touched it. But
there were a couple of waves where Tamari did a funny and made the wave 2 objective from last tourney the wave 10 objective for this one.
I will say before Tamari catches all the flack for my ideas, I was the one choosing the objectives.
Yeah, if you have any,
I figured it would have been you because you did that to the other match too with the friggin' like helicopter pad one.
I did that
Elmo's...
for all the matches in the playoffs have been mainly me.
It's so evil, but it's really funny to see how ridiculous some of them are. Like Infernal Wave 10 on scenario B was just stupid.
I don't even remember them anymore.
It's the super tiny tunnel.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
But one quick question though, because I think we're probably gonna have to wrap this up here soon though. I gotta ask on the first boss that you guys, the 2 A bombs. Were you desperately trying to get the blimp kill on the A-bomb so he floats up and, dies?
We were not.
We were actually hoping that he would just come around the corner, but he just kept flying up and staying at the corner, and it kind of threw us off.
You almost had it. Yeah, you almost actually had that kill if your commander didn't drop it like at the last second. If it was just another second, I think you would have hit the plateau.
Point.
Yeah, the plateau of hitting the enough range to just die from fall damage.
That's funny.
All right, so I think to kind of start wrapping up, I have 2 things that I want to ask the both of you. Firstly, what are some things that you think were really good for your team, and some things that could have gone better for your team?
You want to go first, Rin?
Well, what could have gone better is that I don't even remember which wave it was, but I guess whichever one Ethereal died, and then we were
scenario B.
Yeah, me and Ray were being chased down by Scrake. There was a miscommunication there where.
Well, you ran away from Coco instead of towards him.
Well, no,
I was yelling.
Ray was out of ammo, but I didn't realize that, and I thought he was asking me to flash it to start it, but that's not what was going on. So yeah, then we just ended up running to Coco. Eventually.
And what's something you think went really well for your team this week?
With the speed.
Your speed was really good, dude.
The speed force was then good.
That, and we had the bosses much more consistent.
Yeah, you actually did some really good. You basically did manip similar to last tourney. It was really cool to watch. I loved the A-bomb manip with the Mando kite.
Thank you.
Having Schisma running the one above
it was basically the exact same manip. I think it was the exact same manip I did for Hans.
I'm so glad we didn't have Hans.
Um,
Don't
get
worry.
ethereal
we'll-
again.
Yeah. Hey, Elmo, just write down. We're gonna do 3 Hanses on one of the things. Okay.
oh God, please. No.
I'll-
Okay, give them
I'll-
give them 1 HP fake if you're doing that.
I'll note it down in my notepad here. You said 6 HP fake for triple Huns? That's what you said?
Yeah.
How
yeah.
dare you? All right, and Coco, what do you think is something that went really well for your team?
For sure, this week are communications and rotations. We got, as I said before, like a lot of practice this week. So we basically had like our rotations down pat. Ray would call for the person he needed. Sometimes he'd call for me, sometimes he'd call for Doom, sometimes he'd call for both of us. And then we didn't get to see it in game, unfortunately, but we also had like commando rotations where if the back lane gets gigaed, he would run to the main lane instead to get extensions while we swapped Bryn, me, and Doom to the back lane if we got gigas there. So that's definitely something super good we did this week. Then for something bad, huh? I'm gonna say that we could not do the objectives. We really wanted. At least I did. I don't know if my team might do them. I really wanted to
understand.
get the objectives.
I can
but-
understand that sentiment, but at the same time, just like, you know, that's no. Let's not do that.
For me, the objective I wanted to see done the most, it was granted, it was probably nigh impossible to ever pull off consistently. But scenario B's wave 7, where you're just like in the center of the map in the middle.
Oh god.
Right out in the open.
We practiced that like a lot as well, because we felt like that was actually the most doable one.
Really?
The most consistent one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
From when we were making it, Tamari and I basically both said, or Tamari was worried that that one would just be straight impossible. Like, we almost didn't include it because Tamari thought it would be straight impossible. But I managed to talk him into including it instead. Oh, anyway.
And now we're here. Oh, this was the most possible one.
Yeah, if it was on the later waves, definitely impossible. But on wave 7, it was definitely possible. Like, it was
Especially
like that.
if you had a medic.
Yeah, with a medic for sure, but no medic was a toss up for sure.
That was kind of the compromise we came to, actually. Where I wanted it in, and he didn't want it in, and I was like, okay, but what if we put it earlier? It was like, we have to put it at the earliest interval then, and we were like, okay, wave 7, that's where it goes.
Alright, and then Rin, MVP?
If he needs some help,
MVP.
if he needs help, I'd probably put the MVP on you, honestly, just because you definitely saved a lot of, like, there was some clutch healing moments. I would, and if it wasn't you, it'd probably be Melon, just because that was just the key component. But I saw a lot of good plays coming off of you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, me and Melon both did a good job keeping all the trash off of them in the front lane.
I kind of want to give it to Melon just for the fact that I actually learned something watching Melon's game today.
I see a lot of firebug bias there, you know, just...
How about you, Coco?
I'm gonna give it to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Melon as well, only because she has been so flexible this tournament, and this is her first week on Firebug, and she's literally improved every single practice, and then in match, she turned it up.
Oh,
she played it
beautiful.
perfectly.
And she didn't panic too much when her headset died in round 1 and 2.
That's what you were talking about? In the middle
Yeah,
of...
yeah. She couldn't hear us anymore, but we could hear her.
I feel like the last thing I did, the last match, I think somebody had that issue where the sound turned off as well.
You just cursed, Nick. It's you doing it.
Yeah, it's me. I suck the sound out of somebody's headset.
remotely too.
But sadly, with that, I think we're going to have to wrap things up. Again, fantastic game. That was just trailblazed, basically, pun not intended. But you know, just fantastic game, guys.
Also
Thank
very very dominant
thank you.
display. That's very nice. But yeah, thank you too for joining us here. It has been a pleasure. It was a pleasure watching. It was a great match. I'll be moving you back down to
thanks for having us for the interview.
and then we'll wrap up the stream here very quickly.
Would you like to do the outro, Elmo?
Yes, please. Alright, I'm gonna drag you two back down. See ya.
Okay.
Right. So what a match, honestly. That was insane.
Oh yeah. The technical prowess on field there was just insane. Like it did, like I said before, when there's no difference between the Z time takedown and a normal like real time takedown,
Yeah,
that's a scary team.
it is. And they also did a really good job of putting on display how Firebug can be utilized in an otherwise precision composition, which is something that I feel like goes lost a lot, personally.
It's very difficult to do because you have to. Normally Firebug is truly a brain dead class, and just like you shoot, burn, you get happy. You know, it's very simple like that. But when you're really
Burns
working
said
with
release
the team,
happy chemicals.
yeah, happy chemicals release.
Yeah.
But when you got a team working with you, you got to think about where you're shooting, where your ground fires, how much does your ground fire do? Do you have to stop shooting when larges show up? Like, you have to think of so many variables when you're on there. But if you do it right, though, you can clearly see it is stupidly effective. I don't think a singular clot got through to hit somebody when they were doing all that. It might as well just have been larges the entire time.
Yeah.
I have news.
Good.
I think that Crypto just sent us to the lower bracket.
Did they?
They got 37-81 on their first run.
Oh boy, yeah, they did then. So you're up against, what is it, OnlyFans Fire next week?
Yeah, dude, I was looking forward to a couple weeks break because I've been doing 2 tourneys simultaneously for the past month. It's exhausting.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, one of them is ending tonight.
I mean, looking at it from the perspective of like, if you make it through the losers finals, then you'll get a break after that. You get a 1 week bye before the grand finals. Regardless, yes. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, it was a very dominant performance from VTubers today. That was wild.
Yeah.
In their first match, they scored more points than they needed to actually win the entire thing.
Yeah,
overkill.
Well done to them.
I think they got a collective around about 8,000 points for the 2 matches together.
Yeah, absolutely incredible play from them. And they get to go out for the finals themselves.
Yes, they get to
we'll
go
get
on.
to see it's between Crypto and
it's gonna be VTubers and Crypto.
VTuber and Crypto.
Yeah.
Well done to them. I look
done.
forward to seeing their match and not having to play next week.
No, you're gonna have to play next week.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. We're starting the losers bracket during finals?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the way it's set up, finals are 2 weeks, right?
Right.
So the ones that are going into finals now get 2 weeks of 2 weeks to practice. Then we start the the losers quarterfinals at the same time as the winners finals.
Okay.
And then
so we're
like
doing
halfway through the winners finals, we begin the losers semifinals.
We're doing the first bracket of losers next week, and then winners is leapfrogging us and going the next week. Okay.
Well, the finals are 2 weeks, so because 2 different matches. It's not just one match, 2 scenarios. But yeah, quarterfinals for the losers bracket will be an A/B scenario again on one map.
Yep. Well, props to everybody playing today. There's some crazy killing floor going today, man.
And it's only going to get crazier, I feel.
Oh yeah. No, we're
losers bracket is gonna be out for blood, dude.
Yep, everybody's gonna be clawing tooth and nail.
Oh yeah, because like in the losers bracket, it's win or lose. Like you win or you're out.
Yep.
So we'll have to see who goes where, who gets what. But
yeah. All right, let's send people over to the other game, I think, because they're just starting game 2.
I see that. Okay. Well, regardless, thank you two for joining me for the cast, and thank you also to Tamari for being here for the first game there. Unfortunately, I had to leave because there were technical difficulties with the Cryptomantis game. Thank you all for coming out and watching. We will be raiding over to Tamari, who is currently streaming the other match, and we'll be seeing what the Seattle Cryptomancers are on to.
All right. Be well, everybody.
A great pleasure having you all. Take care.
Later, everybody.